Well, guys, I thought I'd bring you along for part of our pepper journey this year. We're getting a late start to the season. Normally, I am got full-size pepper plants now. Well, full-size loose translation. I've got pepper plants big enough to have full-size pods all over them at this point. We're running behind. It's been a crazy beginning to the year. I have all of my super hots finally in the ground except a few 7 pots. I got over half of them in the ground, so I've got another section of 7 pots to do. I've got some jalapenos in the ground, some cayennes in the ground. Our sweet peppers are 90% in the ground. Our mild hots are 80% in the ground. Uh, and I'm into what I would consider medium hots. Now, mild hots, except for jalapenos, those are only started. So we're getting ready to plant out a bunch of small cayenne and jalapeno plants right here in this little plot. This plot stays a little wetter than some of the other plots on the farm, so this is going to be an experiment. I'm putting down a lot of mushroom compost, going to till this in using our Daddy Pete's organic mushroom compost. Obviously, there is a lot of different stuff you can use. That's what we're using, and I'm probably going to go back and do a little bit of a kicking chicken on this, which is just a heavier nitrogen fertilizer. Or it's technically a compost, but it's got a higher nitrogen rate to it, so it's a compost with fertilizer. Um, and compost would be the technical term. I count it kind of as a fertilizer. And then we'll go back over this with our organic fertilizer on top of it before we plant. So we are mid-June. It is Father's Day weekend. We're technically a little bit, I guess, past mid-June. What is today, about the 19th or something? I don't know. Don't keep track of it. I just farm. So anyway, we're Father's Day weekend, and this is a Saturday evening around 3:34ish. I can't wait till the sun behind me gets over here behind the mountains. It'll make this job a little more enjoyable. As you can see with my face, I've enjoyed a lot of sun this week. Got sunscreen on to help protect, but it is what it is. We had market today. Hard to be in two places at once. I wished I could be here planting and at market all at the same time, but there's only two of me, guys. I can only do so much. Um, only two of me. I wish there was only two of me. That would be a good day if there was two of me. I could get a lot accomplished. Somebody could be mowing, somebody could be putting plants in the ground. There's always plenty to do on the farm. So anyway, we're trying to get a little bit of this and a little bit of that done. We're planting tomatoes. We're trying not to put all of our effort into one place and sacrifice a crop. But I'm at the point that these cayennes and jalapenos need to be in the ground in order for me to get a real good crop off of those this year. And the Thai peppers and Scotch bonnets are not in the ground. So I got to get this done. This particular spot is probably going to be cayennes and jalapenos. If I've got any room for anything else, I will add that to it at the end. But I've got to start somewhere. I got a sweat bee over here bugging me. He just won't leave me alone. I've tried to run him off 3 or 4 times, and he keeps coming back. Annoying. They bite too. So, turn you around, show you what we've got. Speaking of biting, there's another one got me on the back of the neck. Sorry, little things. It's pathetic. So, like I said, normally have much bigger plants, but I gotta work with what I got. So here's our Daddy Pete's organic mushroom compost. Spreading it out here. Then I'll come back through with the tiller and till this in. And this plot stays a little wetter. We haven't had rain in a couple of weeks, so it's completely dried out now. But it sits close to the creek, so we tend to get a little bit more moisture retention here. It doesn't drain as well, especially right over there. So I haven't grown peppers here, and I've got some extra cayennes and jalapenos this year. So we're going to put them in the ground here, and we're going to see how it goes. Now, I will not put all my cayennes and jalapenos in here just in case we was to have a really rainy season, because then I would lose them if it's going to be extremely rainy. But I got to continue to work this plot, make it drain better and function better in order to get to where I need to be with it. So I got to get back to work. Okay guys, as you can see, the sun's starting to set, so it's much more pleasant out here. Me and Tiffany have spread kicking chicken and mushroom compost in here. Both of them are a compost. One just has a little more chicken in it, so a little more nitrogen. Normally this would probably be very excessive for just growing some peppers. Yes, the value is there, but that's a lot of compost to spread. But the fact that we're hopefully helping repair this soil, make it drain better, more fertile, should be well worth the investment. Ain't that right, Tiffany?
Yep.
See, Tiffany agrees. So guys, I'm getting ready to do some tilling. So me and the little John Deere are going to till all this in. So here we go. Okay guys, as you can see back here behind me, got the plot tilled, so we're ready to start putting peppers in. We believe that the soil should be getting better every year, not worse. That's part of our organic path that we follow. We believe that we should be putting biomass back into the soil through green manures and compost and animal manures and so forth. So that's what we're doing here. Now we grow some cover crops. I've got some chickens over here grazing on the end of a cover crop that we will be putting some watermelons and stuff on here just shortly. So we do some green manure also, which is your cover crop, but this would just be purchased animal manure and compost. So this is certified organic. Again, I think you saw the bags. It's Daddy Pete's. And this is their kicking chicken and their mushroom compost. And like I said, a little bit of a pricey way to do this, but in our area we don't have the ability to go to a local store and go to a local bulk organic supplier and get our compost. So we work with what we've got. I've got a few rocks to pick out of this plot here. Every time I till it, I pick up some more rocks. So I got a few rocks to pull out of this, and we'll throw them over here in the creek, and be a good place for them to settle. And then we're getting ready to lay out some peppers and get them planted in here so that we can hopefully have a blessed harvest this year off of these guys. Be a little later than normal, but hey, as long as I can get my quantity, it'll be good. I'll miss it early in the season, but we'll enjoy it when it gets here. We sell pepper pods and peppers locally, and we sell them online. We ship through our website, and we have an Etsy store. Our website or local is how we prefer to sell. So we got to get to it. Over there is my chickens that are finishing up grazing on the last of that cover crop, and that's getting ready to be turned under next week. I've already started turning under, and then they will get moved to the backfield, and all of them. I've got some there inside of electric fence, some older ones that are getting close to egg laying age, and then I've got some younger ones in there. A few of them's getting ready to come out. When we move them, they'll go inside the electric fence also, so that they can pasture raise inside that electric, keep them protected from some predators. And guys, that's just the way we do things. There's a lot of ways to do stuff, but thank you for watching. See you. Okay guys, you see Tiffany in the background there finishing up our last 2 rolls of cayennes for tonight. We got 2 more varieties to plant. One of them will be at the end of this roll tomorrow, and the other variety, our long red cayennes, we're going to plant elsewhere just in case this idea flops. So turn around and let you look at it. So there's my beautiful helper, Miss Tiffany. And you'll see we're finishing up 300 cayennes. Now, this isn't just regular cayennes. We have several varieties in here. Matter of fact, none of these are what I would call a regular cayenne. We have Red Rocket. We have Charleston Hot. We have Carolina Cayenne. We have a whole roll of Buena Mulatas. And Red Flame, I do think. So again, this is about 300. We got just a few Brown Thunder Cachos to go on the ground. We had a mishap with them, and we would have been planting about 12, but we're gonna have like 3. So they got to go on the ground. And then tomorrow, this plot over here, we'll start a double roll of Thai peppers. So that'll be, in case you haven't done the math on that, be about 450 peppers in here. Now we are working on a 1 foot between plant spacing and 18 to 20 inches between the rolls. We have done as close as a 1 foot by 1 foot. It just makes harvesting a little more complicated. So you can see how close we have those. And then the rolls are 3 feet in between. So that gives you room barely to get in our harvest, but it helps maximize the space. Now we didn't do these on fabric. They're straight in the dirt as you, and the reason for that is we're hoping that this being exposed to the sun will help this to dry out a little quicker versus being on fabric, since this stays wetter down here anyway. So that way this area will dry out a little quicker. We can control the moisture a little more ourselves. Now, like I said, if we have an extremely rainy season, it's not going to matter. These peppers will probably not thrive. They may produce, but they won't thrive. Peppers do not like wet roots, but I can tell you right now, this ground is not wet. Not wet at all. But that being said, we haven't had rain in about, what, 8 or 10 days, Tiffany?
Something like that.
So we got rain coming Monday.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
So we got plenty of rain next week, hopefully not too much, so that these guys can get all set in. Get them watered in well, and things will hopefully go well this season. But if you don't try stuff, you never know. I just hate to let over a 30 by 100 plot set with nothing on it. And I can't plant, we can plant watermelons here and they do well. We've actually only had one issue out of a watermelon crop here, and that was one year where it rained for weeks and weeks and weeks, and the watermelon did not thrive. Otherwise, the watermelons do good here, but I can't continue to plant my watermelons in the same plot. So we're going to have to try something different. So this year, we're putting peppers here. Several years ago, we did some corn and some summer squash. The summer squash did well, except for we let the weeds take over, and then they didn't do too well. So a garden's work. What do you think, Tiffany? Is a garden work?
Definitely.
But is it fun?
Yes.
All right, guys. Hey, be sure to like and subscribe. We bring some educational videos. We bring you some fun videos. We show you what we're doing, show you what we're trying. And we'll let you see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Want to see the ugly? I can show you some weeds. There's blackberries in those weeds. You see that? There's blackberries in those weeds.
Really expensive blackberries.
So, what kind of blackberries are they, Tiffany?
Ponkas.
Ponkas.
Prime Art Ponka. Arkansas's pride and joy.
Be our pride and joy in a couple of years. They're doing okay. They would do better if we get over and get the rest of them weeded. We got some of them weeded, but we got a lot of work to do. And it's just me and Tiffany and Charlie.
And
See Charlie? Charlie's the cat. See Charlie? Hiding behind Tiffany? Not sure if you can see Charlie.
Just not as much as
Yeah, Daniel helps.
Yeah.
There's Charlie. Whoops. Now there you go, trying to drop the telephone. All right, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe again. Thank you.